and today I'm gonna be going through a full day of eating and how I'm gonna be losing 22 pounds over 18 weeks. Get down to it. Full day of eating. As you can see, coffee is the first thing that I have in the morning. I don't care how many gurus tell you need to do all this kind of stuff. I just love waking up, having my coffee. I have a little 10-minute sit down, just think about my day and go from there. So as it goes from now, I'm training for half Ironman Santa Cruz in September, but there's another goal that I'm training for, and that is the half marathon. It's a private half marathon, and it's right in the middle of the schedule, so it's a perfect timing to test my half marathon time and also work with some stats, just so I have the proper training going forward until September, where I'll be doing my half Ironman. Leading to the half marathon, and also for the half Ironman, the goal is to drop my weight from 22 pounds. At the moment, I am 192.5 pounds this morning. And 3 weeks ago, I was 197. So that's a 1.66 pounds per week loss, which means I am on a good track. The goal to go down the weight is just to be lighter for the running and for everything that involves the half Ironman. And I am also at a body fat, which I am not satisfied personally. It's a pretty high body fat. I think I've never been this high in the past year. So since COVID hit, my weight has been very yo-yo. Up and down. I even hit the 200 mark earlier this past spring 2020. First meal of the day, I'll be weighing breakfast. My favorite. This is my go-to breakfast. It fills me up. Start the way. This is the only one that I weigh because it's important just to have enough amount of oats and water. 100 grams of water. Half flavor, I'll add a little bit of cinnamon. So I go and squish my bananas so they melt. So once I have a good consistency with the oats and that it's nicely cooked, it takes about 5 minutes, I'll just add about 100 grams of egg whites. So while the last little part of the egg whites cook, I'll just add a little bit of raspberries and blueberries, and the oatmeal should just melt them out. Just pour on the oats on there. Make it nice. I'll put some hemp seeds, granola, homemade granola. Homemade just because I feel that I could put whatever ingredients I want in them, so there's a lot of different stuff in here. If I don't train, I'll usually have this with some kind of nut, so almond butter or peanut butter. But not today because I don't feel good when I have that before training. What I'll do when I have training is add maple syrup. There's one thing that everybody's been affected with, and that is almost everybody, and that is our NEAT. All the activities that we usually do that doesn't involve exercise. So that can involve typing, walking to work, walking to your car, doing your errands, doing outdoor work, all that kind of stuff. It's a big part of our day, and it's non-exercise related, and it has gone down very low for me and for many other people as well. And that is the reason why a lot of people have gained a little bit of weight without even changing what they usually do, without even changing training, without even changing what they eat. They have gained weight just because of this effect. So my weight has done that across the past year, staying inside, working from home. This summer got down a lot because I was biking a lot, running a lot, so the level of activity that I was doing was just going a lot higher, even without touching at the food, changing the food that I was eating. But one thing that I have changed for sure is got down on the booze and the desserts. We grab more greens across the day. I'll also add in for breakfast this 1 scoop of greens. I'll have this anytime during the day, so it depends. Just I'm having this morning. I'll grab 2 to 3 scoops of greens from Magnum. And that goes for meal number 1. First meal of the day. Approximately 600 calories.
They're doing 10 sessions a week. Morning, you know, you do the 6 a.m., you do the 7 a.m., you've got your workout in.
Post-workout, I always love to have my protein. I'll have 1.5 scoops of this. This kind is a vanilla ice cream one. And I'll add in some glutamine in there, and I'll just mix that with water. Pretty simple. Every time I finish a bike workout, this is the first thing I jump to get. It's probably the only activity that I do that I crave having something so much. Probably because I'm not using fuel or things like that during my bike workout yet. This will keep me up for maybe an hour or 2, and then I'll either eat a snack or I don't have a strict schedule to eating. I'll just eat whenever I'm hungry and right after a workout. She's always trying to steal my food when I cook. I have to put her in a separate room so she doesn't steal all my food. To get down to what I eat during the day, there is something that happens when you want to lose some fat, and that is diminish some energy. And energy is something that I need when I run, when I cycle, when I swim. And if you go too down and you want to do drastic weight losses, fat loss in this case, and you don't have enough energy to perform and to optimize your training, tu y vas contre courant. You're not optimal with what you're doing. So my strategy with this is to not be restrictive. For lunch I'm having, this is an Indian lentil soup, very tasty. I'll have this with some homemade fried chicken. Pretty healthy mixture of batter the way that I made it. This is the equivalent of maybe 120, 130 grams of chicken in there, so that's about 25, 30 grams of protein. I have some protein goals that I have to reach every day, something that I know that I need so I can recover. The carbohydrates that I'll eat in a day will vary depending on if I have 1 or 2 trainings, and also if I'll be biking, doing biking intervals that day. Also having some leftover rice. There's not a lot of greens in this meal, but something that I really love to add into my rice, leftover rice anytime, is green peas. I heat up everything in either a pan or in our little oven because we don't have a microwave here. Don't think it's a good thing to use the microwave, so we got rid of our old microwave. Once you realize that you don't really need it, it's a no-brainer. We used to only use it for popcorn and to melt or you heat up things really quickly, and this way it's just maybe a little longer, but the meal tastes a lot better anyways. I have a bike ride planned today, so it'll be a little higher carbohydrate day. So I'm not tracking anything. I'm eyeballing everything that I eat. I have a very good idea. I've tracked in the past, weighed all my food and all that stuff. I have a very good idea of if I had enough protein during my day. I'll count it in my head and look at grossly what I had, and sometimes I'll be a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but I'll always be in that range that I need. For the carbohydrates, I try to not get too crazy about it and not have that feeling of hunger. A lot more training than usual. As usual, I won't gain weight. Now I'm going down on weight as I'm eating the same way that I was back in December, by example. So another thing I got for today is a loop cold pressed juice fruit. So this is celery and lemon. It's not the best one I had from Loop. I added sugar to it. I just love having these once in a while. They're quite pricey, but every time I make myself a cold pressed juice through my juicer, it's just a mess everywhere, and good thing to sip on while I'm doing some work. It's the celery, it's weird. 35 calories, 5 grams of carbs, 1 gram of protein. It's pretty much nothing. It's just like salad. What I'm doing is working at the moment, drop down 5 pounds in 3 weeks. And the goal is this. The goal is to lose 1.1 pound per week until the half marathon. And from there, I'm only gonna wanna maintain that weight. All the rest of that training during the summer, June, July, and August, I don't wanna gain, I don't wanna lose. I really need to stay on that path. So that I'm not fucking up my metabolism or anything like that. And also trainings can go a little bit up during June and July. So really need to maintain that weight. Probably will be going up on carbs. This is what I'm saying right now, but we'll see with time how that goes. Just finished my strength training workout, and I almost didn't want to grab a protein shake again. I wanted to have something a little bit more filling with a little bit more nutrients. So I'm making myself a nice little salad, some arugula, cucumber, in there some tomatoes. Orders, Billy really likes these tomatoes. She'll eat a whole one all by herself. See? She just wants to steal it. And on top of that, I'll add some nice picnic dressing. This is tahini and lemon. So pretty straightforward. It's an amazing dressing. You can buy this in Bromont. There's other kinds. There's truffle and... Anyways, afternoon, snack-ish, dinner. And 100 grams of beef in there. The goal would be to be 175 pounds by May 22nd, optimally. If I'm at 180, I'm really happy of that. I'll be a lot lighter for running, and that'll be it. So that'll be, I'll be hitting that weight goal and won't need to think about losing that fat so hard. And I'm gonna be probably a lot leaner, so right now I'm maybe at what, 18% fat. And I'll be going down to probably 11 by the time I reach 180, 175 pounds, which is a weight that I perform very well at. I know that at that weight, I feel a lot better. I don't feel as strong, but I feel a lot more energized as well. Carrying less body fat is what happens when you walk around. You just like feel better that way. So in daily activities, in the training, being lighter will be very optimal. Favorite meal of the day? And no, it isn't breakfast. It is dinner time. But I love to have breakfast for dinner time. Strips of Black Forest bacon, highly graded bio whatever. They're fucking amazing. Light little whisk. About a slice like this, and break it down through the egg like this right here. Whisk, slightly pepper, and in the middle I add a little bit of pre-cut sweet potatoes. Breakfast type meals are really one of a kind for me. I would eat them all the time. I actually used to eat this breakfast all the time, this type of breakfast, bacon and eggs. I don't think it's bad for you, I just think that eating too much of it can be bad. So I'm trying to limit myself by eating it maybe once or twice a week. This week I hadn't had bacon for breakfast, so here we go for dinner. I'm really stoked, a little treat. And I appreciate it way more. I buy better quality bacon. Treat yourself. So I said it was an omelet, but it's not quite an omelet. It's just eggs and cheese.
But I come from Tennessee. We party all night and we on the Hennessy. I want a Cardi B, but I'll settle for a Hennessy. Like
my for the last meal of the day. At this time, I don't think I'll be eating any snacks or yogurt or whatever. That'll be pretty much the last one. I may have some tea a little later. My bedtime routine type of thing. So there's a couple things I like to do before going to bed. And it's either making myself some tea or go to sleep recipe from Tim Ferriss. I'm not actually sure if it's from Tim or if he took it from someone, but anyways, it's a little scoop of honey and apple vinegar cider and hot water, and just puts you to sleep. It's quite crazy. I don't know if it's placebo, but it works. Works for me. Things that I try to do to not touch my computer, not look at my emails at least an hour before going to bed. not looking any work-related stuff. I know a lot of people like to meditate, but what I like is watching some Netflix series. That's my meditation. It puts me to sleep. Grab this tea or this potion, Tim's potion. That's what I'll call it. And yeah, just head down to bed and try to get the most sleep that I can. Sleep's crazy. Sleep is so underrated. Anyways, good night.
Blue moon sippers, we be on that liquor. We be taking shots, we ain't coming up the hipper. I took it to the head, it went straight to my liver. We be on that gas, I ain't talking about a filler. I be on that ace, you would think my name was Jigger. I be with my amigos, you would think my name is Flipper. My whole team ballin', you would think